that like I really care about comedy and it's not like a novelty.
Yeah, it's not like a hobby. Yeah, it's a livelihood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Is that rolling? Yeah. Is it 9 o'clock yet?
8:59.
8:59.
All right, cool. We got a fucking thing.
So I'm grateful that I
Dude,
have
this is
it
an
on.
audition. We'll kick Lucas off the podcast if you do a good job, dude.
All right. Okay. Watch out, Lucas. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that to him. I just started a counter podcast.
Hell yeah. Rival division.
With Queen and Denny,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I'll just stand here, and be an Eagles fan, and then you'll be you're Cardinals, so
I'll
we'll be 2
I'll take
Rams
them-
fans. We'll
yeah.
be 2 Rams fans,
Exactly.
and 1 Cardinals. We'll do it.
Welcome to rival division.
Same setup too. We'll switch the color. We'll switch the color from blue to like red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I lost it 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, the notepad? Oh, I was like, that's hilarious. That thing's got to be crazy. It was some crazy win. The Lions finally got one, baby.
Yes, they did.
It's nice on like a game-winning.
Yeah, they did. Who picked did any of us pick the Lions? No? I don't think any of us picked the Lions.
Amonra St. Brown.
Picked them. Should have went with my gut. Should have bent the kneecaps off in that.
You did it so many weeks.
So many weeks. Now when it matters, I don't do it. Someone's smoking a cigarette and I want one.
Yep, trickling in. All right. Welcome to Division Rivals. I'm Kenny Weber.
I'm Dwayne Murphy Jr.
And I'm Gabe Cohan.
You'll notice that Lucas Cicero's not with us. Based on our recording times for us to all meet up this week, Lucas wasn't able to be here, but we are going to shortly give him a call, and we're going to do this thing for the first time. So hopefully all the technical shit works out, and it all sounds great.
Speaking of call, you guys should call.
Speaking of calling, you guys should call in. I'll flash up the email and the phone number somewhere around here or before or somewhere. It'll be in the notes. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
The episode notes on wherever you listen to this, go to those notes, call the phone number, email us, talk that shit. None of us picked the Lions. Dwayne picked the Lions so many weeks in a row. They finally get their first win.
Oh, man.
So you could have been ahead of things and been talking shit.
Always when you give up. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's always. That was the perfect time for both of us to take a drink.
I know. Yeah. Gabe, so that's where I know we don't have like the rapport, but that's where you come in and you say something while we're quenching our thirst.
Now's the perfect time for me to take a drink.
For those of you that don't know, if you haven't listened to the couple episodes Gabe did already, where he's been our like young Jamie Vernon. He is a Cardinals fan, which is it's a great time to be a Cardinals fan, huh, Gabe?
One of the better ones. Yes.
Yes. 10
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah,
10
you
wins.
got-
The first team to 10 wins.
You got this. You got Kurt Warner's movie coming out soon. You're just living on.
getting a movie.
You're living
What's
on
it
cloud
called?
9.
Like grocery bagger?
American Underdog, I think is what it's
Oh,
called.
I guess that's.
It's
I
called.
believe-
Don't forget, he played for the Giants too. All right, it's a bad season, but he played. All right, he was on our team as well.
All right,
Yeah.
should we do this? Should we start to call Lucas and get Lucas's opinions on the week
I
and
think
all
we
of that?
should. I can call him up right now. You know what I mean? Are we gonna talk about the Giants right away?
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll go ahead and we'll jump into some Giants talk.
Oh
He can
my
hear me.
gosh.
He can hear me talk about the Dallas Cowboys getting a win back in the. They should have got the win, but
Man,
we can hype it up.
The Saints. I'm not gonna lie. I knew like every part of me was just like, there's no way the Saints are gonna do this, and then. Taysom Hill took off for like that 30-yard run, and I was like, "Oh, we got a chance!"
the hurdle.
Yeah, the hurdle. He hurdled a man. I was like, "This is gonna happen."
You know what didn't help Taysom Hill
Yeah.
was the 4 picks.
Yeah. Whenever you throw 4 interceptions, you might lose.
Yeah,
There
you
were-
might.
There were multiple 4-pick quarterbacks this week.
Mm-hmm. Taysom Hill was one of them. Who
Andy
else threw 4
Dalton
picks?
threw 4.
Andy Dalton got to play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Justin Fields was out.
He's still out, huh?
Yep.
And that's Matt Nagy's guy. That's who Matt Nagy wanted to start at the beginning of the season to save his job. Was 4 picks, Andy Dalton. That's absolutely ridiculous. And somehow, some way, Mike Glennon did not throw 4 picks, which, blows my mind.
No.
Well, speaking of Mike Glennon, let's see what let's get Lucas on this bitch and see what he thinks.
I want. Oh,
No, you're
it's like the voice of God, right?
The voice of God?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Did you hear us say the voice of God?
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So you don't know this, Lucas, but you are the way that this is set up. You are coming. You're coming through the speakers of the comedy club.
Oh wow. Okay. Hell yeah.
And so that's how we hear you, and then your voice is being recorded on the mixer. So it's like we're hearing you almost do stand up, but without you here. That's what it feels like.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, let me remind you guys, Jesus was a Jew.
Fun fact. People don't know that. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
So,
Hell yeah, bro.
we were thinking with you on the phone that while you're on the phone, we should do like the first half of the podcast, talk about the Giants and the Cowboys, and get basically your thoughts on this past week and your thoughts on next week, and then we'll fucking let you go just in case the quality isn't the best.
Oh yeah, no worries, man, for sure. This week, fuck, where do we even start?
I think Dwayne.
Let's start though. The game that's freshest in my head is, I don't know if you guys want to go there, but Bills Pats.
Oh.
God damn, the running bull.
The running bull, running egg. They didn't throw it. They threw 3 passes.
Yeah, 3 passes by Mac Jones, the least amount of passes since 1974, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. I mean, that's the type of shit that only Bill Belichick would do.
I mean, Bill Belichick might as well have made them wear leather helmets. That's how that's how old that offense was. Like, Jesus Christ.
Did you see the scuba suit thing though?
Yeah, Brian Hoyer got it from Tom Brady, passed it down to Mac Jones, and it didn't matter because he threw 3 passes.
It's absolutely insane.
He should have used a snorkel too.
Breathe a little bit of life into the game. Yep.
But I mean, dude,
proving once again that Boston is the whitest city on the planet.
Dude, are the Patriots gonna fucking go to the Super Bowl this year?
I think they will. I really do think they're gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't know about Super Bowl.
Odds-on favorites right now.
Who's gonna beat them? Who beats them today?
In the AFC, who beats them? Maybe Kansas City. Kansas City is still a viable option to take them on. You can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, except for when he plays Bill Belichick. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think the Patriots are going.
A lot of the contenders are, we got the injuries. We got all the injuries with the Titans. You got the Bills, who, I mean, I know they paid the Patriots aside, but the Bills are not looking like the Bills. I mean, it was the weather. There was a lot of stuff going into this, but they're still, I mean,
once they get in the playoffs against a real contender, the Bills can be had. You know what I mean? And that's what makes me nervous about them going all the way. They haven't been there in a while, so.
There's one team that I really like, not currently in the AFC playoff picture, and that's the Colts.
Yeah?
I think the Colts could be.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, they're a very hot team. Lost 1 game last week, and since then have been red hot. I do think the Colts have a chance to be one of those wild card teams that ends up making a path to the Super Bowl.
I would say I'm more scared of the Colts than the Titans.
Yeah. Without a running game, then the Titans are going to be just no one's going to take them seriously. You know what I mean? They can't get their receivers right. Derrick Henry is the only reason they were even a threat in the league, period. You know what I'm saying?
He's coming back for the playoffs, though. Derrick Henry's going to be back.
Yeah, but, I mean, where will they be in the play? Let's say you get Derrick Henry back and immediately have to face, a number 1 seed Patriots? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would not be too good.
Oh, and then
yeah, but I mean, they're a whole different team with them, as we've seen, and they can win without him. And they've won big games without him, and they can only be better with them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And by the same way that oh shit, we're facing a Bill Belichick defense. Well, that rookie Mac Jones he's going to be a rookie in the playoffs. Like, I think it's a little premature to just assume they're going to go to the Super Bowl. They might make a deep playoff run, but I don't know about getting to the Super Bowl because that's where, that experience really comes into play.
That's true. I mean, but he's made runs with people like Matt Castle and so,
or
all the way to the Super Bowl.
I don't know if you remember young Tom Brady.
He was also a rookie in the postseason. So, this is how the legend began. And Mac Mac just got trademarked MJ10. So I'm seeing a lot of parallels to this young man. I'm not gonna lie.
MJ10.
Yeah, that's his trademark. MJ10.
MJ10.
I heard that. I also heard that Mac took out Giselle, actually.
Oh.
He's raising Tom's kids in Boston right now.
Look, I'll disrespect Baker Mayfield all day. Please don't tell Tom I said that. Don't forward this. Please, we will not be clipping that out. We will let this slide. No disrespect, Tom.
I'll be honest, it's been some whispers that him and Giselle got problems. That's the only reason why he's still playing. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be some problems at home.
He needs a reason to get out the fucking house.
Exactly. Like, every other football player is like, bro, give it up. He's like, come on, man. Let's another year. I'm telling you.
It's either I play football or I do Uggs commercials.
Exactly.
Some of the other guys are like, don't you want to go enjoy your wife? And Tom's like, no, I do not.
No, please, I don't. I do not want to go home at all. Please.
So, but looking forward, the Bills play the Bucks this weekend.
Ooh, that's a big game.
Yeah, in Tampa Bay. And then the Patriots are on bye. Colts, Patriots, Eagles, and Dolphins all have a bye this week.
Wow, that's a big.
So the Bills are just have a tough fucking schedule.
Moving forward, yeah. I mean, after the Bucks, though, it's not. It's a bit favorable.
They still pay the Patriots at least one more time.
Okay.
So, but
that's a tough division. Miami, they got one more with Miami, I believe, too. So
who's also red hot?
Yeah. They could be a playoff option,
which is ridiculous.
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just beat a really tough team in the Giants. So
yeah, real tough team. You know what I mean?
You know
real
what?
gritty. You know what I mean?
Speaking of that. Do you guys want to commiserate for a moment about your team? Remember that that team that might make the playoffs, the Giants? We were talking about
playoffs. It was on the it was on the table by the numbers.
It was mathematically possible.
It was all right. That's what we said.
Still is mathematically possible.
There you go. All right. You know what I mean? Jake Fromm could bring us home. You know what I'm saying?
Look, when you have to pull up math past algebra 1 to get in the playoffs, like when you're talking like we're talking like geometry, algebra 2, trigonometry, calculus, that's the kind of math you guys are doing.
See, little did you guys know, this was the week that could have done it for us, okay? The Vikings lost their game. We have a tiebreaker over the Saints, who also lost. We could have really popped our way.
The Niners lost too. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
We could have popped our way back up into that picture, but the long neck of the law, known as Mike Glennon,
could have, should have, would have, but didn't.
Okay, well, you know what? I mean, this is why I can't talk to Cardinals fans.
Yeah, right? It's nice having another different fan on here to talk some shit.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Only Cardinals fans have the luxury of getting Colt McCoy to win 2 out of 3 games when fucking Kyler's there.
Yeah, tell me what's that Colt McCoy life like? Because I know what that's like. I know what I'm saying.
2-1 tastes pretty nice.
Yeah, that's tough though. We did get rid of Colt McCoy. Well, what were you seeing? I mean, we're talking about the game. There's things that I saw from this game, Lucas, that really got to me. You know what I mean? Again, I felt like Joe Judge really mishandled his timeouts.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which is funny because I mean, not that they would have made a huge difference based on the outcome of the game, but it's just rookie mistakes from a second, third year head coach.
Second year head coach. He's at 28 games.
He's supposed to have it down by now. Yeah.
Yeah. 28 games. You can't figure out timeouts. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then you finally get on the roll as far as passing it, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw a bomb and throw a pick. Is just man, getting way too ahead of yourself there.
Yeah.
I mean, Evan Ingram had a good game, which is weird, but hey, I mean, I'll take it. I don't know. They're trying to force feed the ball to Kenny Galladay, kind of like the Cowboys are trying to do to CeeDee Lamb early in the year.
Man, you know what? Nah, I don't think. Kenny Galladay is stealing money from us. Okay, he is robbing us. He literally is. Again, he caught 3 passes and then was mysteriously hurt at the half and then didn't want to come back in. That's the second time he's done that this season.
I actually heard that Kenny Golladay is Jason Garrett's boy, so he's kind of boycotting. Yeah.
I can't.
I heard Kenny Golladay is boycotting the New York Giants offense.
There's so much dysfunction. Honestly, there's just top to bottom. We do need to clean house. It has to happen. Like it starts with Dave Gettleman and the personnel he picked. Every one of these offensive linemen was a Dave Gettleman choice. Every last one of them. And
you're right. Yeah.
Nate Solder is the worst offensive lineman in the league.
I honestly, this might seem super dramatic. I honestly think the Giants need that new coaching, GM, quarterback trifecta. Yeah. They need that thing where where the three of them all get changed, and you can literally be like, this is a new team, which will get the players, the fans, everybody excited, and then you get like a shot at that. Yeah. And then you know whose
playbook we need to take out from? The Cardinals. That's literally
what you know what? I think the Giants need yet another culture change because, I mean, you can just tell all the inexperience is showing right now. But as much as I hate to admit it, when you look at Washington, Ron Rivera came in, and you can see a difference. You saw a different hunger in the players. He's like, fuck it. I'm down by 1. I'm going to go for 2 to win the game. Like, I'm just riverboat run, and my players are behind me. And you don't get that same kind of feeling that the players are behind the coach.
Right, but they changed. They also changed from top to bottom too. Yeah, like they're changing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, the world is, or the United States is like, hey, Washington football team, you're gonna have a culture change.
The government forced them to change. You know what I'm saying?
Change their name. Stop with the rapey vibes towards your cheerleaders. Stop with all the. Stop with so much weird shit that we're getting coaches from other teams fired for. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think.
But something like that has happened to the Giants before. We were this bad like in the 80s, and the NFL had to stay. It might have to happen again. The NFL had to step in once before and take the control of the Giants away from the Mara family because they were running it so bad. That has to happen again because they don't know what they're doing.
I just think each player has, or if you take, again, GM, quarterback, and coaching, they all have too much overlap. Like there's never been like, again, that's why if you change all 3, you don't have that overlap. Well, Daniel Jones has been here with a couple of the coaches, and then those coaches have been here with the GM. That coach was with this GM and stuff. Like, let's get everybody. I just think, it just seems it's pretty bad.
From what I hear, and as a personal opinion, I think the GM has gone almost for sure, or he'll quote unquote retire. But that brings up the difficulty, and do you keep the head coach? Do you bring someone in new? And more than likely, the GM's going to want to bring in his own guy. Yeah. So that's going to happen, which is just a trickle down of just brand new coaching staff. The only guy I could see staying would be the D coordinator, but he might,
No, I'd get rid of him. Honestly, they all got to go. Yeah. I'd get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
Every last person's got to go, but Andrew Thomas. Seriously.
He had a big slump. He was better when he was fat.
And you guys need to go get a fucking coach. You guys got these last 2 coaches are goofy.
Yeah, and that's 3
goofy coaches. Like, they're these goofy coaches in the NFL. Who's the last goofy coach that won a fucking Super Bowl?
Pete Carroll, maybe, and that's the closest you. This is because he looks like the Crimson Chin, but it's not like. He's
but not. Other than that, it's the motherfuckers.
Well, the problem is, it's like it gets back to ownership for real. You got a Mara family that believes they know more football than they actually know. They pick a general manager who believes he's still in touch with the game that hasn't run the same. He was a scout on the Bills when they were losing Super Bowls, all right? And he's trying to build a team that looks like that.
Yeah, but it was 4 in a row, bro.
Okay, but right. Yeah,
if you lose 4 Super Bowls in a row, then you get 1 trophy.
But did you go? That's apparently going, you know what I mean, is a big deal. Apparently when you throw a parade for your kicker who missed a field goal, that gives you clout to get a GM job in the NFL. I don't know what. And then you get a coach who everyone just like, if Bill Belichick says he's good, they take him. Y'all don't think Bill Belichick is doing this to, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't think Bill Belichick wants to succeed, so he's gonna keep sending away his best people.
He's not goofy though. He's sleeveless. That's he's rocking sleeveless. He ain't goofy.
It's just bad. Go ahead, man.
I got one guy who I think is going to save us all. GM and coach, Jim Harbaugh. That's what I would want. Because he apparently left San Fran because he wanted to start picking his own players. And they're like, no, that's the GM's job. He's like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to go to Michigan and run the whole shit.
It's going to be the same reason why Saban never returned to the NFL. You don't control your own destiny when you're an NFL head coach or GM. That's just what it is. It's a different game. I think that's why Harbaugh left the NFL after having a lot of success.
Belichick's got it, though.
Yeah, but that's more of the Kraft family than it is Belichick.
Yeah, the Kraft family wants nothing to do with football operations. You know what I mean? That's why they let Belichick rock. You know what I mean?
They leave it to the master, and having won as many Super Bowls as Bill Belichick has, he's the master. You just got to trust him.
I mean, he just earned himself another 40 years at head coach this season. Like, the season could end today, and he is going to be the coach for 40 more years.
The Patriots won't exist as a team.
No, it won't even be the United States anymore, bro. Well, all the other teams will be there. All the other teams will exist because that's fine. But the Patriots, literally, they represent the United States, kind of, and they will not be the same team. But Bill Belichick will be there as a cyborg robot, dude. Dude, Bill Belichick is Terminator.
I'm telling you, he's going to be one of them floating heads in Futurama. Fucking coaching this team, dude. Like,
clip this. This is the clip. Bill Belichick's going to live for it.
Dude, see all these play like you remember in Avengers where they found that old computer in the basement in Captain America, and then Bill Belichick's gonna be typing out plays, man. I'm telling you,
100%. That's
man.
good. Dude, do you think he
3 passes, 3.
Do you think he went home to his wife and was like, "Hold me, I'm cold from the game"?
No, he does not. No, he banged her over that Boston balcony with no sleep.
Exactly. He's like, "You look out at the city."
He's such a bad.
Wearing the hoodie without sleeves.
It's no sleeves. That's like his Batman signal. It's just a hoodie with no sleeves.
Wait, do they play the Jags this year?
Do
they? Did they? The Patriots? Because if they do, after the game, when he says that shit into Urban Meyer's ear, he's be, hey, show me that finger game, dog. Show me that finger game, dog.
I tell you, Bill Belichick off-season pictures is like a real thing. You got to find it on Reddit. This dude he be wilding.
Yeah, every picture's at a fucking massage parlor.
Yeah, can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude just likes to go get jerked off so he can win fucking seven rings.
They do play Week 17. There
Week
you
17,
go.
dude, he's going to watch. Just watch the finger. Watch everyone's fingers that day.
The Finger Bowl.
So the Lions got their first win. Lucas, how does that make you feel?
Inadequate. They can get a fucking win against the Vikings, but we can't beat the fucking Dolphins. I don't know. No, it's nice. I wouldn't expect it to be against the Vikings, but hey, it's what do we talk about? These division games, these division rivals. They play each other tough. So
yep, and
I'm not overly
surprised. Do you think it's a coincidence that it's against Kirk Cousins?
Well, they almost beat him last time, didn't they? The Lions almost beat the Vikings last time they played, so they were bound to like make 1 or 2 adjustments and get the victory.
Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield should combine their DNA to have the most mediocre quarterback in NFL history. Maybe throw a little Jared Goff come in there too.
I mean, Jared Goff. Did you see how Jared Goff celebrated when they won? Man, he
celebrated.
Oh man,
he celebrated harder than when he found out he was going to the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, he did. Well, that's the first victory he's had with a coach not named Sean McVay. You know that, right? I said last week, it's a real thing. 42-20 with Sean McVay. He's like 1-30 something with every other coach that has coached him. Jeff Fisher, I think Mariucci coached him for a hot second, and then Dan Campbell. First victory.
Mariucci?
Yeah, no, it was Jeff Fisher got fired, and then his interim for the rest of
Was
that
it like
year.
Mariucci's son, like the Mariucci's kid?
Yeah, it might have been Mariucci's. It was son.
Damn, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that. I didn't even know
he was coach. Yeah. But it was the St. Louis Rams, them old Rams, when they drafted Michael Sam that year.
Yeah. Hell yeah. They should have.
Damn.
Other big from our picks, some of the bigger games was Dwayne and I picked the Bengals and Lucas picked the Chargers, and the Chargers.
You're damn right.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold on.
The Chargers fucking smoked them.
Yeah.
Yeah, although they did come back at one point, it was
Yeah.
24-22, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, but it was 41-22 by the end of the game.
Right. Well, the thing was the Chargers, they just the Bengals fumbled. That's what it was. Joe Mixon had a fumble right at the end there that really put the game away for the Chargers. But yeah, the Bengals, I still think they're a legit team. It's a tough loss, but they didn't they didn't lay over, you know what I mean? Like 24 down to fight back to make it 22-24.
What is it? What do they need? What do the Bengals need? I mean, this is stuff we'll talk about more in the offseason, of course. Probably go by team by team and talk about needs and shit.
Yeah.
But what is because the Bengals like the Chargers. The Chargers, I think it's a organizational problem. Like I said, I dated a chick for 6 years that was a Chargers fan. So I watched the Chargers. This was during Tony
Through
Romo.
her, did she work for the Chargers? How did that?
No. She was just a fan, and so it made me pay more attention to the Chargers.
Yeah.
And this was during Tony Romo's last 4 or 5 years as well. And that's why I always say the Chargers and the Cowboys, those Jason Garrett, Tony Romo Cowboys, and the Chargers, those are the same kind of team.
Right.
The same kind of where any day they can come in and beat a team that we consider good, 41-22, and then those a few weeks ago it looked like we shouldn't even be talking about.
Well,
playoffs.
both teams kind of have that issue where it's I don't think the Chargers have the same issue as the Bengals. The Bengals, I think, is just youth. That's really where I'm
And that's what I'll say. I think the Chargers, it's totally ownership, from an ownership standpoint, that's their issue.
Right.
The Bengals, I guess that's the answer that I was looking at is youth.
Yeah.
They just need there's not a glaring. Do they have a bad offensive line? Do they have a bad?
It's youth, man. They have the good games, they have the success. When they get their heads in it, they deliver. You know what I mean? But then every once in a while, it's just just something random. Like I said, a fumble by Joe Mixon. Just something that you're just you lost focus for 1 second, and that's from being young all around. Young coaching, young talent. You got to lock that in. You know what I mean? You got to hang on to that focus for those little moments because it'll cost you a game just like this.
Yeah.
Both teams are actually very similar in that way, where they both have young quarterbacks that I believe were drafted the same year. The talent around them is pretty young. They almost went through a mini rebuild where they still came out and were able to win in a short amount of time. So, I mean,
and the funny thing, the funny thing is after this game, both of them are 7-5.
Yeah. They're they're extremely similar. What were you trying to say? Gabe, my bad.
No worries. I think what it comes down to for Joe Burrow is just injuries. At the end of the day, he hurt his pinky in this game as well. We'll see how sustainable it is. I was listening to a podcast earlier, and the way it's described, right, is Herbert higher ceiling guy, but Joe Burrow way higher floor. And what we're seeing is that play out a little bit, where Herbert still has those insanely impressive physical games. His tools are unmatched. And when it comes to Burrow, he's good, but he doesn't have the same ability to throw a tight spiral into triple coverage for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's true. And Herbert has been taking people, off guard. But to touch on the ownership thing that you said, with all those tools and everything and the talent at his disposal, those little mishaps, that their teams sort of fall into. Where what was it last week where they kind of got embarrassed? But then they'll flip it around and score 41 points. That's just because the Chargers are not a team that's used to being, those deep, successful, consistent teams. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of finding their way right now.
Yeah, there are teams that know how to make the last play.
Yeah.
Right? And the Chargers have never been one of those teams.
Yeah. That's why it surprised me. The Ravens didn't do that.
Well, that's hilarious. Hilarious you say that. The pivot I was going to make right now is I think there's 2 more games that we got to talk about before we'll make sure we talk about the Cards because Gabe's here, and we'll talk about the Cowboys after that. But the 2 games we have to talk about first: Steelers, Ravens, Seahawks, Niners, because all 3 of us went completely other way. We picked the Ravens, we picked the Niners, and both those teams lost.
God damn it.
The Seahawks and Niners, obviously, I think that was a lot closer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're too surprised that we weren't correct. But God, this is my thing with the Ravens is now I picked the Ravens to win this game, and this is one of the games that sticks in my head and so I'll think of them as not that good of a team. Like even though that's not accurate, that's how that I will think of them because this is just another game that they should have won that they lost by a point by 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah, well, again, don't forget, never forget they have like 18, 19 people on IR still, and they've been fighting through all that. But this is the shit that I was talking about with Lamar last week, you know what I mean? That like, and it's like, it bothers, it's like, dude, he's MVP talent. Yes, he can hit people when they're open, but he does not have that accuracy. And he threw another interception, and he also fumbled during this game. And I need those points, Lamar.
I love that Dwayne's entire analysis of Lamar Jackson is always from the perspective that he has him in fantasy.
I drafted him first, baby.
Because he'll be like, he fumbled this week, and I need him to not fumble.
First overall pick, man. You know what I'm saying? I was itching. I was up. You know what I mean? God, I'm trying to maximize these points. I can't be limping into the playoffs, Lamar. Okay. I need you to get your shit together.
But the thing to me is when one of the biggest storylines out of this week from this game, from either team from this game, is talking about how this is Ben's last year, which no shit. That's what's crazy is like that's the bigger story. Like that's a game you got to win. You got to beat a fucking 90-year-old Ben Roethlisberger if you're Lamar Jackson and you're gonna like I said, we can say any given Sunday, we can say divisional game, we can say all these things, but when you are that motherfucker, you got to beat the old man. You just have to.
You do. Yeah, and I think first reaction for me is let's not get it twisted and say, oh, Big Ben is back. Don't count them out. No, still count them out. You still fucking suck. This was the Ravens game to lose. I mean, this guy, he might as well just go hang out at college bars at Urban Meyer. Like,
let's not forget Ravens did lose Marlon Humphrey for the rest of the year in this game as well.
Yeah,
and Lamar missed the 2-point conversion to Mark Andrews, and T.J. Watt absolutely obliterated the Ravens' offensive line.
Yeah. Still the best defensive player in football right now, T.J. Watt.
Yeah, Micah Park. Oh,
really?
Like,
I heard. What you heard? What, did you hear them? Trying to sneak that in? You know what I mean, Michael? No, T.J. Watt is the best defensive player in football right now. And that's what you pay him to like do. You know
who's the best offensive player?
Offensive player in football right now?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I would say
Patterson, baby.
Don't clip that. Do not clip that. We don't need to give
Cordero, man, all right? You want to build your franchise on a guaranteed player.
If you want to build your franchise on a really good dude, the big story about him this week was that he was wearing those cleats for losing a baby and shit like that, so that's never good. As much I'm talking a little bit of shit about him, but we got to say shout out to Cordell Patterson.
How do you play in those cleats?
He was decent, but the Falcons aren't good, and they lost the Bucs 30-17.
Well, he can't do it alone. You know what I mean? Like, let's.
I started laughing because I'm like, "Why'd you ask?"
He can't do it alone.
You up for
he
failure
can't do it alone. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of pieces out there we got to work on. You know what I mean?
So the Seahawks got to win. Are they back in playoff contention to you guys? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I'm hoping it falls apart. Come on to New York.
Come home, Russ.
Yeah, keep the GM. Keep the coach. Bring Russell Wilson in.
Come on, Russell. Come on to Broadway, baby.
Yeah, I heard that
I want to see him 1-2 step his way into the MetLife Stadium. That
beautiful. It's a beautiful stadium. Beautiful stadium.
Best turf in the league.
It is. Hey, we get new turf. We done talked to some people. It really is some new turf coming.
Best stadium in the league.
We just can't switch it out till next season. So it's fine, but we will.
After both of Saquon's ankles are gone.
Yes. Yeah. True. Yes. All right. Did we get sued by like 3 other NFL teams? Yes. All right. We gonna fix it.
They should have you know what they need to do is have the coach and GM go for a stroll on the field.
Right. This is all this is very true. But Russell Wilson is coming. All right. You know what I mean? The big business out here in New York. All right. He needs it. He needs it.
So that brings that. I mean, honestly, that just really hurt the Niners. That puts the Niners at 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
Both these teams are kind of just garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Niners without Deebo Samuel, different team than with Deebo Samuel.
Yeah. But, I mean, again, with the 49ers, it's disappointing because what were we talking about at the start of the season? They were a almost consensus pick to not only be in the playoffs, possibly fight for a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? They were a quarterback away. Is that what everybody was saying? You know,
I wouldn't rule them out, though. I still like them more than Washington to make the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah, if we're talking about the bottom 2 seeds in the NFC, I would give
speaking
the
of
last 2, me personally, to the Niners and to the Vikings.
Niners and the Vikings. Okay, but you said Washington is
This
4
guy
straight.
This guy loves Kirk Cousins. I feel like he's just not saying it, but he wants Kirk.
Although
instead of Russell.
I am a fan of mediocrity, but
No, you're a fan of failure.
Kirk Cousins is not a failure.
No,
Let's
the
not
Giants.
give
The
him that.
Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants are. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I was making a dig at the Giants, not Kirk Cousins.
You know, we working some stuff out. Okay, that's all.
Well, speaking of Washington football team, Dwayne picked them to win. Lucas and I both picked the Raiders, so that we got to mention that. That makes me more sad about the Raiders beating the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Of all teams to take on racism, it was the Washington football team. That's nuts, right? That's nuts.
Hey, you know what's funny? The Washington football team can actually still win the division. And they've got 2 games coming up against the Cowboys. They're 2 games behind the Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
So
I think they do.
Kenny's looking over his shoulder like,
I
oh
think they
shit.
do. I think this first one's at FedEx. Am I right, Lucas?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can try to bring the evil, and you guys can try to bring me down into your little bullshit. But it's not gonna. That shit ain't gonna happen. You know, this. Yeah, we are traveling to Washington this week. You know, we will be playing on FedEx Field. Luckily, you know, that's a much nicer field than MetLife Stadium.
It's actually not. It's actually FedEx is actually the worst. But
the field itself, the grass. I don't think they have turf. I think they have grass.
They do have grass. They do have grass, but it's very muddy. All right.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to, no matter who it was, and then I was thinking about Washington's field. And I'm like, wow, it's only Washington's field is one of the only visible brown football fields. Did any of you? Okay, this is way off topic. Did any of you guys watch Friday Night Lights, the series?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think Lucas has not watched it. Which in the off season, I really want to get him to watch it, and like us to do like a rewatch, like like podcast for it.
Look, the Mud Bowl, is that what
the Mud
Bowl.
Whenever I see FedEx Field, I think of in one of the seasons, Lucas, they try to change like the venue to another one, but then it's literally like in the middle of nowhere in Texas, and it's just a field of mud, and they try to do it to like fuck with the team or some shit. Yeah. And I think of that every time I see FedEx Field. I swear I do. So it definitely is. It definitely is a shitty field.
Well, when I think of Cowboys invading Washington, D.C., I think of January 6th, though. we just imagine the different things.
That was Patriots, not Cowboys. That's
Come on. We're America's team. The Patriots are America. We'll add that to that fucking clip with Bill's dick in it.
Yes.
So looking ahead at next week so that we can get you off the fucking phone. No, I'm just kidding. But so we can get you off the phone, Lucas, is you guys are playing. You guys are actually coming out. Are you going to the game?
Wait, am I going to the game?
It's a Chargers home game this week. Giants are playing.
You know what's funny? This is a very true story. So I have a friend, beginning of the season, he's like, hey, I got Chargers season tickets. I know you're a Giants fan. Do you want me to save these tickets for you? I'm like, yeah. And then I find out that we might be playing with the third-string quarterback. I've already seen a game with a second-string quarterback in Dallas. I'm like, you know what? Try to sell the tickets. If you can't get face value, like, hit me up. But I don't know, man.
Jake Fromm might light it up,
bro.
Okay?
I'm looking right now at tickets as low as $43 each.
Oh, my God. 40. Oh, if that's the case, fuck it. You want to go, Dwayne?
We might as well go, man. So right here on ESPN.com, like where you look at the game, it says get tickets, and like the tickets, bro. So if you look at Bills Buccaneers, tickets as low as $182. Bears Packers as low as $137.
Okay. it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
shit,
no, no,
tickets
I'm
are
not,
cheap.
I swear I'm not talking shit. Because I believe it more. I wouldn't have believed this if they're all really low. But the fact that nobody wants to watch poopy teams play, so it's the Giants and the Chargers, $43. You could
Okay,
go
well,
watch.
we're not the
two-
lowest one. Don't make sure you point out, all right? Because it's like it's Seahawks and
Go check
Texans.
Lions Jets and tell me how much that costs.
What's up with that? Lions game,
They'll pay you to.
the Lions game is more expensive than ours. But the Texans, though, that's $15. All right.
Yeah, Texans are $50.
The Lions game is free. Just two drink minimum.
No, the Lions game. It says, hey, tickets are $100. They might win 2 in a row.
Yeah, actually, the Lions games are. Yeah,
Oh,
they actually are.
shit.
They actually are. They actually are
They
more
get
than
one
us.
win, all of a sudden they're
You
fans.
definitely don't want to talk about that.
Hottest ticket in the league right now. You got to bite kneecaps off to get these tickets. All right, this is for real.
So, yeah, you guys might want to check that out.
I want to go. I mean, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'm talking about it.
You know what I'm saying? I've driven by SoFi. I'd like to go in. It's a nice stadium.
Yeah,
It is.
I'd like to go too.
Yeah.
But whenever the Cowboys play, it costs way too much money. So you guys are playing the Chargers. What are your thoughts on that, Lucas?
You know what? We'll see, man. Our defense is pretty resilient, but I don't know if they're resilient enough to make up for Jake Fromm.
Yeah.
And I would give anyone a shot, but Jake Fromm's been on our team for like 2 weeks, so I don't know how I feel about this, man.
Not even. We signed him on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh, look at that. 1 week. Okay. Well, hey, I think, you know what? I'm going to ask if we could borrow Bill Belichick and we'll just run the Wildcat the whole game.
Yeah, right? Three, throw 3 times? Maybe we can pull
3
that
times,
off.
yeah. If Jake Fromm could give us 3 good passes, I believe in him like that.
It's a lot of people that say Jake Fromm has a chance because he comes from a winning program in college and everything, Georgia. But remember, Georgia had the best offensive line in the country, so Jake Fromm was back there, calling his girlfriend, doing whatever he wants. He's not going to get that kind of time on Sunday. And someone like Derwin James and Joey Bosa, Derwin James and Joey Bosa blowing up the right side where it just so happens Nate Solder happens to sit. I don't think it's going to be a good afternoon for Jake Fromm or anybody. Saquon can't find a hole to save his life. Now, I said this before we recorded, Lucas, and I want your opinion. I think Saquon is a bust. I'm out here. I'm putting it on Front Street. Bust.
I don't think you can call him a bust because he's had very good years. I know I'm a Saquon homer. So, but if I'm being objective, this year he has sucked. This year, if he doesn't have a wide, gaping hole, he's not going to break away a big run, which, I don't know how much of it is because of the injuries, how much of it is just based on him not trusting his instincts, but you just don't see that type of game-changing ability that you used to see in him. Like, you used to see, okay, you give him the ball, crazy shit's going to happen. Now, you give him the ball, crazy shit's going to happen if there's a fucking gaping hole. So,
yeah, it was a crazy half a season when he was a good football player.
Yeah, well, the thing is, there's no mixing it up, though. You know what I'm saying? I heard the dig, but I'm going to ignore it.
They do that. They do that. They do that on the Bengals. They mixing it up all the time.
No, they mix it. I actually like that. I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot.
I have a feeling, man, if you were to go to a team with a really good line, like if you were to go to, let's say, the Titans for whatever reason, he would be back to being a stud.
Lucas is such a homer for Saquon that he's like his agent. He's like, no, if he was playing with a different team,
I'm out on Saquon because I do the big playability is there. Everybody talks about it, but it's like I've kind of only ever see him dancing around and trying to shuck and jive. Dude, like, I'm tired. It's been 4 years now where I've been looking at him and saying, hit the hole and go. You know what I mean? Like, I get the line. I get the play calling. I get all that. But I can't be watching Wayne Gallman, Devontae Booker, Devontae Freeman last year play better than Saquon Barkley plays behind the same offensive line. I gotta call it like I see it. I don't see it with Saquon. I just don't.
I think it's part of being on the shitty team where you feel like you have to make a big play because no one else is going to. I mean, look at the Giants on defense. Every time they go for a tackle, they're like, oh, I'm going to try to strip the ball, I'm gonna try to make a big play because they need it like desperately. So, I mean, and he knows his reps are gonna be measured, and he's just trying to make the most out of everything, which doesn't always work out in his favor. So that's that. I hope he pick up his 5th-year option and at least.
Yeah, you definitely an agent, bro.
He said all that shit, and he's like, I hope they get his 5th-year option.
That's agent speak right
there. You could definitely put, honestly, they should not pick up his 5th year. I don't even think I don't think he like sucks. That I like to. Obviously, I'm fucking with you guys.
Yeah.
But I would not pick up his 5th year.
Well, what's sad is with our cap space, that might be the cheapest thing for us to do. Which is, but I mean, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think. Because what's he going to end up costing us? I'm just throwing out a number. It might be like 10 million, 12 million.
That's $8 million too much. No, I'm just kidding.
You're looking to save on cap space. Get rid of Leonard Williams. There's no reason why we should be paying him $20 million. He's not a game-changing, defensive lineman. He's good, not great.
All right. Well, somehow we've ended up talking about the inner workings of the Giants yet again on this episode.
It's important.
So the Cowboys, they did play this week. We're like 40 minutes in, but it's all good. We'll have a long episode. And we'll just keep you on the whole time. We might as well just keep you on the whole time if you're not doing anything anyway, Lucas.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
So Cowboys played. Cowboys won. They're back in the win column. My feelings on the game. I would have hoped playing against Taysom Hill that they would have beat them badder. I wanted more. Yeah, I wanted, but at the same, that's and then sitting here at the end of the week and watching teams like the Steelers beat the Ravens by a point. A win's a win. The receivers are back. The team didn't look bad. They looked so surgical earlier in the year that I just was spoiled by that. That's not football. That's not how. The Patriots have not been surgical for the past 20 fucking years. They've had their moments and they've had their parts of seasons that are like that. And it's just I have to look at it that way instead of being like, what I mean? I think the success of other teams, that's all you see because I don't pay attention to them. So I'm thinking like, even the Chiefs. Well, Patrick Mahomes is just slinging the ball 80 yards, multiple times every single fucking game while he's winning. When in reality, everyone's struggling. To squeak out these wins, and I'm on.
You guys are still a good team though because you're you're just in that part of the season where you're fighting injury for one, and it's just of course you're not going to dominate anybody all season because like teams pick up what you do. Week in and week out. You know what I mean? Your running back situation, you got to figure that out because are they going to keep playing him with that injury? You know what I mean?
Well,
that's concerning.
Didn't play him this week.
Right.
Tony Pollard took bulk of the carries.
Yeah.
And Amari Cooper was back, only got 2 targets, limited snaps. But the Cowboys are starting to round
back. He's back. CD was back. Mm-hmm. You have Michael Gallup, who's now been back for a few games. I think. Like I said, I had said before, the receivers came back, then they got the win. Yep. I think it's that they need, even if just one of those 2 receivers, Amari and CD, because the rest of the receivers that you had, the rest of is it Donovan Wilson? It might be.
Well, there's Noah Brown and I think Cedric Wilson.
Cedric Wilson. Donovan Wilson was like a defensive player like 2 years ago. But those 2 guys, they're just not good. They're not good enough NFL receivers, and that's why they're your 4th and 5th receiver anyway. They shouldn't be elevated to your 2nd and 3rd receiver. I mean, we play Washington, which we'll talk about later.
The real controversy is, do you look better without Mike McCarthy? All right, that is the real question. Can you sit here, gun to your head?
You got COVID again?
Yes.
No, I can't. I mean, it's one game against the Saints with a backup quarterback, so I can't. I definitely can't say. Whether I can't make that judgment call. I know.
Don't know. The players seem to love Dan Quinn. There seem to be good vibes on the sides. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all there, dude. You want to? I'm here to win. If you want to get rid of Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn's gonna be the head coach, or Kellen Moore is gonna be the head coach somehow, and we're gonna keep winning. Do that. I don't give a fuck who the coach is. Your guys' moms could be co-head coaches for the Dallas Cowboys. If we're winning games, I'll suck on all their titties. I'm fucking feeling.
You don't
good.
want my mom coaching football.
I thought you were like, you don't want my mom's titties.
You don't want my mom coaching football.
Yo, I want to add.
Titties, but football she don't know. Titties, she knows. She had them her whole life.
Trust me. Hey, I'm here. All right. You know what I'm saying? I had to survive off them titties for some time. All right. I highly recommend them.
Another clip, you guys. Another clip.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended. You know what I mean? He is EDA certified. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
I give those two titties I give those titties two hard nipples. This is a fun episode of the podcast. Lucas, do you want to be on the phone every week? I'm kidding.
Oh shit! Yeah.
He's like, fuck
Well,
you.
this is gonna be a week. My ugly ass face of the day. All right, we're gonna make like 3 clips. We're gonna promote the fuck out of this shit.
Well, that's a clip right there, dude.
There you go.
So we will talk. We're not going to skip over the Cardinals completely, Gabe. The Cardinals played the Bears.
We can breeze over it. Pretty quick, easy game. Cardinals absolutely destroyed the Bears. 33-22. Final score does not resemble how much of a blowout it was. The Cardinals controlled the game from the opening snap. 4 picks from Andy Dalton. They were up 21-7 at half. Game was over.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You guys are only you've won 7 games over playoff teams, I think, this year, which is a pretty big feat. I don't think too many other teams have done that.
We're a very formidable team.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't have us as Super Bowl favorites given Kyler's health uncertainty.
Yeah.
So we'll see how Kyler is come postseason. But if we get that first week bye, I think we have as good a shot as any team to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you'll definitely need it. You haven't had have you had your season bye yet already? You have,
yep,
right?
Had our season bye.
Okay.
And I know because I'm saying this, Kyler next week is going to tear both ACLs. So, God, if you're listening, please don't do that. This is all I have.
Yes.
But I do feel pretty confident about the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good football team, really good defense, and they continue to impress me week in, week out, and especially with DeAndre Hopkins playing.
Yeah, they need that. You need DeAndre in there, especially with Kyler uncertain, because Colt McCoy is, he is God's gift to football. Don't get me wrong. I miss him. But I know, you know what I mean? You're not doing much in January and possibly February with Colt McCoy, especially not in the NFC this year. Not this year. There's too many good teams.
Yeah, I think that's why the bye is so important.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but I do feel confident about the Cardinals moving forward. On the flip side, for the Bears, without Justin Fields, have absolutely no offense whatsoever besides David Montgomery.
I like that.
Allen Robinson, big minus across the board this season relative to expectations.
What's happening with him, man?
He's done.
He's just been bad.
He's
and
done.
he just got paid like a year ago, didn't he?
Yeah. Whatever goes on, I fully support it because boost that first round pick, baby. Go gets higher and higher. We got 2 next year. Can't wait. Start over. You know what I mean? Keep losing, Matt Nagy.
Right.
A new beginning. We're probably gonna have to use those 2 first to get Russ, but that's fine.
It can happen.
All right.
It can happen.
No Giants. We're pretty far in. We're 45 minutes in or 47 minutes. So on some of these picks of the games that kind of are poopy, let's just give who we want. Or who we're picking, but we'll also still talk about.
Ooh, less games this week too.
Well, no, these aren't all done. I didn't get them all. I'm in the process of still getting them. But we do have 2. We'll have 2 less games because of the four buys, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday night, Steelers Vikings.
Oh, your boy Kirk Cousins is back, Lucas.
What do you think? What do you think, Lucas? Between Steelers Vikings.
Man, the battle of mediocre quarterbacks. I think I'm going to go with the youth here in the Vikings. And I think, hey, man, these are both – I think they're almost neck and neck as far as where they are in their respective conferences to try to make the playoffs. I think the Vikings are just a little bit hungrier and they can go further. So I would want them to win. I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I thought the Vikings were a sneaky pick for the playoffs as well, but there's something about this time of year, man. The Steelers seem to turn it around. They always find a way to stay relevant come playoff time, even with missing all types of weapons. They've been doing it for years. So I'm gonna pick the Steelers to win this game. I think this is the time of the season they turn things around.
Who you got, Gabe?
Yeah, Vikings without Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook. Steelers with a rapist. I'll go Steelers.
Steelers with a rapist.
Only for one more season, right?
Yeah.
This is a. I mean, when you lose to the Lions, it's hard for me to pick you the next week.
Yeah.
God, but I don't feel like they're gonna lose again, and I don't feel like the Steelers are gonna win again. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Okay.
Ravens, Browns. What do you think, Dwayne?
I'm gonna pick the Ravens. All right. I'm Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Just stop throwing it to the other team. All right. But yeah, they played 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna go with the Ravens once again.
I'm going Ravens as well. Who do you got, Lucas?
Man, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think the Browns get. I can see them winning it, but the Ravens, I think, are gonna do just enough to win.
And who you got, Gabe?
Yeah, Ravens as well.
That's all right. All of us on the same team on that one. Jags, Titans. Who do you got, Lucas?
Titans, 1,000%. And I'm starting their defense in fantasy.
I'm going Titans as well, even though I don't think they're that great of a team anymore. I think the Jags are still a worse team. Who you got?
Damn, just a couple wins, all of a sudden they're not a good team?
Yeah, I've been saying it since I was the first one to say that with once they lost Derrick Henry, I think they're a shitty team. I just do. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, they only beat the Rams after.
Yeah, they did. That next week they still believed in themselves, but it's like, dude, when you don't have Derrick Henry running the ball, you can't continue that belief in yourself, and we're watching that play out week after week since then. But the cool thing about football is the rest of the season will play out, and then I'll be able to fucking talk shit to you for years to come.
I'm gonna pick the Jags.
I'm going Titans. Trevor Lawrence has lost last couple weeks.
Raiders, Chiefs. Who you got, Gabe?
Chiefs, Raiders, similar type of thing to what I said about Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Look like a lost team right now. Don't really have a true identity. Trying to give the ball a lot to Josh Jacobs again, which is fine because they don't have a passing game with Darren Waller out. So got to go Chiefs.
Yeah, I have to go Chiefs as well. It's just it's their time too. They're trending upwards. They're playing good football right now, heading to the playoffs.
All right, I've got Chiefs as well. Who you got, Lucas?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to smash them at 160 miles per hour.
This is a game. This next one is a more difficult one to pick. Saints, Jets, but for the wrong reasons. I'm just going to go my gut, Saints.
I'll go Saints as well.
Who you got, Dwayne?
Yeah, I'll go with your gut as well. I'll pick the Saints.
I'll go Saints, yeah.
All right, we'll go over here. We'll do that at the end. Falcons, Panthers. Another poopy game. There's a lot of them this week, it looks like.
Panthers just fired their offensive coordinator. Yeah. There's a lot of rough stuff going on in that division. They thought they were going to be a playoff team too this year. So
I'll take Falcons. Who you got, Lucas?
I'll take the Panthers. I think teams have always seem to find a way to win when they got a new coordinator, especially because all the film you have on them kind of goes out the window. So why not Panthers?
And who you got, Dwayne?
I'm definitely going to go with the Falcons, baby. All right. I still believe.
Cordell.
Give me the best player in football as well. I'll take the best offensive player. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, baby.
That's what I'm talking about, Gabe.
Another shit storm. The Seahawks, Texans, but I will go Seahawks.
Oh man, Seahawks Texans. So those tickets are priced at $15 if you want them right now.
Oh shit!
And I think I'm gonna take the Seahawks in this game too. I think Texans just don't have talent.
Hawks for me.
Who you got, Lucas?
Seahawks. Russ is back. Almost. Even like a mediocre Russ, I'll take him over the fucking Texans.
The Detroit Lions play the Broncos, and I'm going for a second win before you guys can say shit. I'm going.
Oh man!
Okay.
If we're talking about December, the Lions are going to be 2-0. I hope.
energy. I want some of that too, actually. All right, get me in on this Detroit sweepstakes, baby.
That's funny. I was gonna pick the Lions.
Yeah, Lucas, are we 4 for 4?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going with the Broncos.
See, that's why you're on the fucking phone. That's why you're on the phone,
Oh my
Lucas.
God.
It's because you don't.
I really admire your level of autism.
Do you see? I admire your level of autism.
We believe. All right,
It's pronounced enthusiasm.
Oh no.
Hey, dude, I'm the one writing. I'm the one writing the picks down. You pick the Lions, my friend.
In the investing world, when a play is so retarded, it could be gold. We just call it autistic. So there you go.
Hey, they teach you in stocks to buy the dip. All right, you know what I mean. The price is low right now. Get in while it's good. Baby.
You know what else they teach you about dips? When I dip, you dip, I dip. Something like that. Niners, Bengals. That's another game of like mediocrity in a way. It's not a shitty game, just mediocre.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals bounce back because they seem to be winning every other game, and I'm gonna go with math on this one and go Bengals.
Bengals for me. Debo is probably gonna be out this week as well. Got to go Bengals.
Kyle Shanahan's still a good coach, though, and both teams they have legitimate playoff hope. So this is not like it's a throwaway game for either one. But I think there's more talent on Cincinnati, so I'll go with the Bengals.
Who you got, Lucas?
I'm gonna go with the Niners. I think they can. I think they can make the Bengals uncomfortable. They're capable of those fucking 10, 12-minute drives. I think you do that, the Bengals get antsy, then they start throwing picks.
Bills, Bucks. I pick Bucks. I think the Bills. I think the Bills will still bounce back. I mean, I guess we're getting kind of late in the season to call it bounce back, but I think the Bills will still win some games. I just think this is one of their, a tougher one for them, and I don't think they're gonna beat the Bucks.
I have Tom Brady in fantasy. I think I'm gonna pick the Bucks as well. It's
Also, the Bucks are usually susceptible a little bit to the run, and the Bills can't seem to fucking run the ball. So it's like you're not even able to do what they don't do well.
yeah.
I'm gonna go Bills. I agree with the sentiment that the Bills don't know how to run. It killed them yesterday in Monday Night Football against the Pats. But I feel a bounce back game in a warm environment. Let Josh Allen unleash.
Let him loose. He's good. He's got a good arm on him.
And then who do you think, Lucas?
I'm going with the Bills, man. I think, they just came off a very tough loss. They're going to be motivated. I think they're going to be hungrier than the Bucks.
Bears, Packers. Should I write everybody down for the Packers?
Yes.
Petty Rogers,
Yes.
all right, infecting
I still
everybody
own
in
you.
the stadium. He owns Chicago, all right?
Okay, so that leaves us with 3 games. It leaves us with our games. So we got Rams, Cardinals. The Rams have been struggling a bit, over the past, 5-6 games.
Yeah.
The
They
Cardinals.
got a good win, though. They got
Yeah.
a win over the Jags. Odell Beckham catching a touchdown pass. You know
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm
over
saying?
the Jags. We're gonna.
Yeah.
I think they come. I think they did go and get a win over the Jags, and I think they come back to earth this week. And I think the Cardinals take care of business. Although I would love for the as the Cardinals being in the in the NFL really, but in the NFC, I'd love for their confidence to be broken and be beat.
Is this game in L.A.?
It's
No,
it's in Arizona.
Chargers are in L.A., remember?
Yeah, come on.
Right,
Pay attention to the
you're
podcast, Lucas.
Obviously,
Monday, they could change the field in one night. No.
That's true.
obviously, I'm gonna go Cardinals. Got to pick the homer team. Homer pick. Homer team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cardinals as well because I just think I think the Rams. 8 weeks ago, I was like circle this as like one of the games of the season where it could still be, but I don't necessarily think it. I think the Cardinals are going to take care of it.
I'm going to take the Rams, man. I see a little bit of a bounce back in them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're trying to lie down. They've heard a lot of talk. I think the Jags is a good game to win, build confidence. I think this is a statement game. I feel like the Rams want this one. I'm going to go for it.
Who you got, Lucas?
I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I mean, as much as I could see the Rams winning, the Cardinals are just on too much of a roll. I think they're up against if they win by double digits, that'll be 8 double-digit wins in a row, which I believe either ties or breaks a record, which is nuts. So, yeah. I'm rolling with the Cards.
All right, now we just got our other two teams here left. We got the Chargers and the Giants. I believed in you guys for a couple of last week, thinking that you guys could take care of the Dolphins. I got to go Chargers.
Chargers as well for me.
All right, is this the week you guys finally pick against your team and kind of sober up to the drunken fan that you may be?
I mean, it's kind of
You guys know you can shut the game off, right? Like you don't have to watch.
Wait, what happens if you're at the game?
Just close your eyes, plug your ears like you did when you were a kid and your parents were having sex, right?
Yeah.
We learned a lot about Gabe in the past 3
Yeah,
seconds.
I was gonna say. Wow.
Literally, as he says, as your parents are, I thought you'd say fighting.
Like having,
When your parents fuck.
Yeah.
and you're in the room.
You've
been there.
by Gabe Cohen.
Every single time your parents fuck with you in the room, how you always close your eyes.
That didn't happen to you guys? That was just to me? Okay.
We'll clip that out too. Who you got, Dwayne?
Well, this is the week. All right.
That you finally pick against your team.
No. Hell no. All right. Hell no. All right. Giants, I'm picking them. All right. This is the week. Okay. I have to say that I will admit that there's no reason for us to win this game. I'll just admit it. All right. I couldn't give you guys
One
any
step
type
closer
of
to the edge.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm about to break.
Okay. Simply based on the fact that someone has to win a football game on Sunday, I will pick the Giants just because one of two teams has got to win, and I'm rooting for New York, so that's my pick.
Lucas, you didn't remember how you didn't pick the Lions. I want you to remember that.
Right, you're right. Okay.
And then I want you to turn in your pick for this game.
Hey, man, the Giants always find some sort of way when their back's against the wall to get a worse draft pick. So of course they're gonna win. I'm taking them over the Chargers. Let's go.
We lose during the season and during the draft. All right, that's how bad we are. These are the games we win, people. All right, so it might happen. It really could. It really could. That's what's crazy.
The betting line opened at Chargers 10.5.
Look, I'm telling you, you never know, all right? Logan Ryan might actually play quarterback like he was saying, all right? We don't know. Actually, though, you know who's thrown the most passes that's active on our team right now? Kadarius Toney. He's our most experienced quarterback on the team, all right? Who knows?
Hey, you know what? If it's between them and Jake Fromm, I don't know.
I
think I might take KC.
Little dual quarterback, They do it at Army. They do it in Army. All right, they do 2 quarterbacks. I don't know.
That's why Army's 6-6 every year.
But they represent America. All right? The president goes
They're
to
the Patriots of college. Cowboys, Washington football team. I'll go Cowboys, of course. Record-wise and playoff implication-wise, it's a kind of a big game. But I think the Cowboys are going to take care of it.
Okay.
I go Cowboys as well. Exact same reasons. They're getting a little bit healthier. Washington football team plays close games. They don't score a lot of points.
Washington football team just lost Logan Thomas. That's a big target for Taylor Heineke. I mean, obviously you have Scary Terry out there, but without him, without Chase Young on the defensive side too, man, it's going to be hard to beat the Cowboys. But because it's in Washington, I'm going to take the football team, baby.
Wow.
All right?
I wrote you down for Cowboys as
Well,
you said that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so he picked the fucking
Take the football.
Okay.
You know why? But you know why, though? And this is, again, I've been watching the Cowboys just as long, all right? These are the games you don't win for some reason. No reason to lose. All lock up the playoffs. Just sew it up so you can just go to bed and just have a nice little night. You know what I'm saying? No stress.
I feel like
what
they
the Cowboys do.
You are 100% right.
Yes.
They usually drop games like this, but they don't drop all of them. And honestly, Thanksgiving was one of those games. That was that game every year where I'm like, God damn, like the one that you just had no business losing. And then usually after that, they take care of a bunch. And then lose in the playoffs.
The football team is on a sneaky 4-game winning streak. Right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, they are. And Taylor Heineke, he keeps you up at night. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he might keep you up at night. I understand why a Giants fan would say that. Who do you pick, Lucas?
Taylor Heineke is a fucking bum, dude. You want to talk about mediocre? This guy's way more mediocre than Kirk Cousins.
What?
That's
No.
exactly why they're gonna win.
I thought you were gonna try to somehow relate him to Saquon.
Honestly, I don't know, man. I might pick Heineke over Kirk. All right, he's played better in big games.
Oh,
He has.
how many playoff games has he won?
What was the one?
Yeah,
he played really well. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he played well, but he didn't
Played
win.
well. Did Kirk win? Which one did Kirk win? He won the one.
He won most of it. He won the first Minnesota Miracle, remember?
Oh, well, Stephon Diggs won that one. It bounced off a dude's helmet.
That was Case Keenum. Yeah.
Oh, it was Case Keenum.
You're right. That was Case Keenum.
Lucas
No. Okay.
Lucas is like, tell me
the
this.
year after, which was also against the Saints. He threw a fade to Kyle Rudolph. By the way,
were you watching Week 6?
Where the fuck is Kyle Rudolph with that? We haven't seen that the whole fucking season.
Yeah, Kyle Rudolph has lost a step. That probably is because he broke his foot before the season, and then we paid him $30 million.
Lucas is Lucas is out.
Oh yeah, no. So I'm going. I just have a feeling that the Washington football team is going to win. As stupid as it sounds, I think they're very good at holding teams to, I think, under 21 points, and the Cowboys don't do so well when they can't score a lot of points. So there it is.
True. I do feel like Lucas was like, I want you to tell me something. Who has more rushing yards this season, Heineke or Saquon? I rest my case.
I think it is Heineke, which is safe. I think it is Heineke. So, yeah.
But that's all the games for this week. Fantasy-wise, I mean, like I've told you guys, I've been out of it for a while. I have no chance. I'm the Giants. I'm playing for draft picks.
I had to put a hurting on you, boy, this week. You know what I'm saying?
I'm playing for draft picks. I'm next year, hopefully bring this dynasty around. You know, I played in a dynasty. I'm in another dynasty league, and last season I was last place. I took over a team. At least it wasn't just me managing it like shit like this team. But I took over a team and I was in last place, and I've got 6 wins this year from that team. So it's like you can turn them around in a year. So I'm looking forward to next season's fantasy football.
Don't draft Cam, man. Go ahead. Don't draft. That was your mistake.
That literally killed my team. Drafting Cam Newton killed my team, and Devin Singletary.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Devin Single. Yeah, you want to stay away from that Buffalo.
I know. I knew it when I did it. And I was like, "Ooh, I don't think this is. I probably should just pivot to something else." I was like, "No. This is still a high-ranked player," and I fell victim to the rankings like an idiot. How are you guys? Are you guys going to make the playoffs? Any of the three of you?
I just lost to Lucas, so no, I am not.
I'm in 4th place in the playoffs in the playoff hunt right now. Climbing back up because I went on a 3-game skid, so I'm pretty happy. I'm like right in the middle.
And where are you at, Lucas? Are you going to make the playoffs?
Maybe. So I'm actually 7th place right now. I believe 7-6, but a bunch of teams are 8-5. So
nice.
If I win and at least one team loses, I think I can sneak in. Yeah, I'm 7-6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that are 8-5. So
yeah, I know I'm one of them. And our boy Xavier in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's the 6th seed right now. He went from 2 to 6 because he finally lost a fucking game for the first time in 2 months.
Man, Jonathan Taylor is really carrying this fucking team.
Yeah, dude. If that motherfucker would have just won one of the first couple games, like if he wouldn't have,
he'd be the best team in the league.
Yeah, if he it took him a few weeks to get some wins, but at least it's not like me who cannot fucking put more than 2 wins on paper to save his goddamn life. But look in the show notes, like we were talking about, in the show description notes, the phone number, the email address is there. Call us, email us. I know that shit'll end up happening eventually. We just really started getting the fucking episodes out correctly the past 2 weeks only, so I'm not too worried about it. Look, we can actually even take phone calls in the future during the podcast. So we can even set that up. If you're watching and you want to fucking call in, you tell us who your team is, what you want to talk about and shit, and we'll give you a call and bullshit with you, probably make fun of you a little bit and talk some shit. So thanks for listening. You want to say anything in closing too, Lucas?
Yeah, is this still God talking?
What's that?
Is it still God talking? I'm over the speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In closing, I just want to say, that shit's heating up, man. I really, I have no idea who is gonna do what. There's a few French teams. Who would you guys pick as your Super Bowl teams right now? Just give me Super Bowl matchup.
Packers, Patriots, or Bucks, Pats. Those are my two potential outcomes.
Wow. Not even you're just flying right over the cards, huh?
I'm nervous about Kyler's health. Yeah.
I think with a healthy Kyler, I'm picking Cards, Chiefs. The Chiefs probably winning.
I got the Patriots, and if I have to pick an NFC team, I'm gonna go Packers too, man. Aaron Rodgers has been unflappable this year. Might get another MVP. So
yeah. I think I unfortunately he has so many instances of doing this where he's that motherfucker all year, and then he gets in the playoffs and runs into a team.
But it feels something about this not being vaccinated and talking to Pat McAfee every Tuesday. Like, I don't know, man.
With you. I
feel like he's got a higher cause this time. I feel like
it's that attitude, bro. It's that fucking I'm quitting at the end of the fucking year anyway.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel it. I just feel it off of him. I don't know. So I'm going, yeah.
Fuck yeah. So that's my wait. Who was yours?
Packers, Patriots.
Packers, Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's coming in quick, and then we're working on. Also, this is another. Again, if you're listening, I see the numbers. This shit is getting some listens and views. So if it is you, email us or call us with suggestions for shit for us to do during the off season. I was already talking to everybody about and mentioning different things. Like I want us to do our own combine. So and get our own, we'll film it.
We each run 40s.
Yeah, we each run 40s.
Hell yeah.
We put up we'll do 40s, high jump, bench, and maybe I don't know. Maybe we could pick our favorite position, and I'll do some of the cone drills or something dumb because we're gonna look like. I'm gonna look like shit.
Can we do that? What do they run and catch the ball with all the quarterbacks? Get a bunch of comics and then we just.
Hell yeah. Let's go. But it'll be something that maybe we can do a bunch of those, and then we can kind of debut one a week or something on the podcast, something fun, because during the off season we'll definitely need fun shit to do. We can do all the different rankings and talking about fantasy football till we're blue in the face and talking about power rankings and who should draft and all that shit. But I know there's ideas that we're gonna we're constantly thinking of ideas, and so I'm sure that there's people watching that will have an idea of shit to do. So also send that in. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.
Oh yeah, see y'all next week.
All right,
yeah, bro.
Fuck
See
yeah.
you later.